Hi guys. Okay, today we are going to do Access Chapter 3 guided project. So in Access Chapter 3, we're still doing queries and we're getting into some really detailed things that we can do with queries. So now we're getting into formulas and calculations that we can do between fields and be able to display that data as a result from our query. So without further ado, let's get started. Make sure you have your database opened, and we're going to jump right in and create a new query. So we're going to go to create, and we're going to do a query design, and we want all three tables. Okay, and then we want to add the following fields in the order given. So make sure that you do this in the correct order. I'm going to make these a little bit bigger so that we can see all of the fields. Okay, from the agents table, we want the last name field. So I'm going to double click last name field. From the properties table, we want the date listed, the date sold, the sale price, the selling agent, and the listing agent. And then from the subdivision table, we want the subdivision field. So that's what we want. Okay, add to the criteria to ensure that the date sold field is not empty. Okay, so in the computer world, empty is defined by null, N-U-L-L. Okay. And that's how it's different than a zero. A zero is a number. A null means there's nothing in there. Okay, so we want to say that it's not null. So we're going to say is not null under date sold, and that's going to say, okay, as long as there's data in there, then I want that record to be displayed. Okay. Then we're going to format the sales price here. We're going to format the sales price as currency. So how are we going to do that? Well, all of your fields have properties and a lot more than what you're seeing right here. So I want to open the property sheet, and here is your show hide property sheet. And here you get to see your property sheet. So for our field property of sales price, I'm going to come in here to format, and I'm going to hit the down arrow, and I'm going to say currency. Once you've done that, you're done, and you can save your query as sales report. Okay, so we have our query. The next thing we're going to do is create a calculated field in the first empty field named days on market. So in our first empty field here, we want to create a calculated field. So we want to use, for instance, days on market. We're going to do the date sold minus the date listed, and that's going to give us the days on market. Make sense? Okay. So in order to do that, we're going to go actually to this builder right here, this query builder, or this formula builder. So I'm going to click on builder, and it brings up the fields in our query that we already have, which is perfect. Okay, we want to take the date sold, and so I'm going to double click that, and I'm going to subtract the date listed. Simple, easy calculation. We did this in the Excel. And then we're going to say OK. But you're going to notice it says EXPR1 right here. Well, that's a problem. We want it to say days on market. So how do we fix that? Well, we literally delete the EXPR1, but leave the colon. The colon has to stay there, and just say days on market. Make sure that you do not put any spaces in this. It must all run together and be camel cased. Okay. Then in our property fields over here, we're going to change our caption to say days on market with spaces. Okay. So when I run this, this is the title here. Days on market is the title of the field, and that's what's going to appear as your header. Okay, but we want it to look more readable. We want it to look like somebody actually like typed it in. And in order to do that, you need spaces between your words. And so your caption then says, okay, if I have a caption, then put that caption as the header of my field, but still leave the field named Days on Market. Okay, next we're going to create another calculated field that will calculate the listing agent's commission based on the sales price and the listing commission rate of 3.5%. So basically that means the listing agent gets 3.5% of the sale price. That's what their commission is. So we need to create a formula that's going to calculate this. So I'm going to go to the builder again, and this time I'm going to say the sale price, and then I'm going to multiply it by 0.035. Okay, so that's 3.5%. And say OK. And I'm going to change my EXPR1 to be list COMM. And I'm going to add a caption here of listing commission. And I'm going to set the format to currency. Now we're going to do the same thing, only it's going to be seller's commission, and that commission rate is 2.5%. So I'm going to go to the builder again, and I want the sales price, and I'm going to multiply that by 0.025. And then I'm going to change the EXPR1 to be sell commish, COMM rather, and I want the current or the property, the field property to be selling commission, and the format to be currency. Okay, once you're done with that, you're going to save it, and then we're going to run it. And so now you should see here it says listing commission, selling commission. Here's all of our values. Days on the market is calculated, and it says days space on space market. So that's good. Now we're going to add a total row. So we're going to click here on totals. And so now we have a total row where we can do some calculations. We're going to calculate the average number of days on market. So I'm going to come here to days on market, and I'm going to hit the down arrow, and I'm going to say average. And then we're going to sum the sales price, sum the sale price and the two commission fields. So the sale price here, I want to sum that, and I want to sum both of these. There we go. Once you've done that, you can save it and close it, and we're done with that query. Okay, step 9. We're going to create a copy of the sales report query. So I'm going to copy it, and then I'm going to paste it. And this is going to be sales report or sales summary by last name. So I'm going to say sales summary by last name. Okay, sales summary by last name. And I'm going to open that in design view. We want to remove the date listed. So I'm going to just highlight it and say cut. And we're going to remove the selling agent, the listing agent, and the subdivision fields. So we only want the last name, date sold, sale price, and the days on market, listing commission and selling commission. Okay, now we're going to display the total row here in design view. So this lets us do some totals. In the last one, we took all of our rows and totaled them up, okay? In this one, we're going to total them up before we show them. So for every last name, we're going to see the total instead of each property and then a total. We're only going to see the total for each of the names. Okay, so we want to group by last name. So last name should be grouped by. And we're going to change the date sold field total row to where. Okay, so we're just going to put a where there. Show the sum of the sales price. So I'm going to come here to sales price and I'm going to say sum. And the average of days on market. And the sum for both the listing and the selling commissions. Okay, so change the caption for the sales price field to be total sales. And format the format of days on market. So days on market, we want that format to be fixed. Okay, then we're going to save it and we're going to run it. So now you're seeing for each name, you are getting an average of the days on market. You still have this total row, so this is the average of all of the people. And you can see who's got high sales and the average of, or the sum of all the listings of the. Okay, we are going to adjust the column widths as necessary. So I'm going to take this. I'm just going to double click on each of these column widths to best fit them. And then we're going to adjust the total row in datasheet view so that it shows a sum of total sales. So we want to show a sum of total sales. And then we're going to save and close this query. So we're good there. Then we're going to create a copy of this one, and this is now going to be by subdivision instead of by last name. So I'm going to right click on this and I'm going to copy, and then I'm going to paste, and it's going to be sales summary by subdivision. Okay, then open that in design view. And we're going to replace the last name field with the subdivision field. Okay, so how do we do this? You can delete the last name field and then add the subdivision field, or you can also come in here and just change the table and the field. And that way you don't have to actually delete and re-add. And you want to make sure that the total here is still group by. Okay, we want to sort the query so that the lowest average days on market is first. So we want to go sort here for days on market, and we want to say ascending order. Limit the results to the top 5 values. So what does that mean? Okay, what that means is we don't want to see all of the results. We only want to see the top 5. If you look here in your query setup, you have this return value, and right here it says return all. Well, we're going to change that to say 5%, and that's going to return the top 5% of the values. And then once you've done that, you can save it, and we're going to run it, and you'll see we only get 2, or we only get 1, because I guess there's only a couple. Okay, once you've done that, you're done. You can close this query and close your database and submit it, and you're good to go. Have a great day, and we will see you for Access Chapter 4.